Why would you claim ignorance? Sometimes you do it because you really don't know something that's in front of you, or you're confused about what to do next, or you're confused about yourself, you're confused about life. And so then it would make sense for you to claim ignorance. But then there are other times where you're using it as an excuse because you've seen something about yourself, you've awakened to something within you, but you pretend that it's not there. You pretend that you can't see it. And those of you who are spiritual seekers or light workers, you will know what I mean today, on this very day, because you could have been denying a part of yourself that was meant to come alive and be activated on this day. And that title is not one that I would have chosen because artificial intelligence chose it for me. I was putting up the Wilhelm messages because I knew I was meant to put them all up for this particular cycle on October the 11th. And so as I put them up there, AI said, no, you will no longer be able to claim ignorance. And as you read through those messages, you will understand that as well, because we all evolve in our consciousness and it happens over time. And what happened for me is that Wilhelm gave me this information over time as I was living it, as I was experiencing it. So when we talk about ascension or an ascension guide or something like that, well, yeah, that's exactly what my life was. But I was claiming ignorance. But the reason I was doing it is because I didn't know, just like you don't know. You cannot know what you can achieve because it's still in front of you. It's always unfolding. It's unfolding for each person and it's unfolding for our world. But the thing that it turns out that Wilhelm did was give us an understanding of our world, a new understanding of our universe, which is why when I started analyzing the information, trying to understand why did this cause me to heal? Why did this cause me to have this mind body connection that I couldn't understand? Why did it cause me to allow me to start channeling and answering everyone's questions? Why was that occurring? And I didn't know. Now I know. And it was just all laid out because it was a blueprint that was given to uplevel consciousness, and it happens over time. And I was given a new way through Wilhelm. This is why it's revolutionary. It's never been done, which is why it was difficult for me to understand and accept, as it would have been for you to maybe understand this, but understand what was happening in your life or in our world. There's nothing that's happening accidentally, and Wilhelm has explained that it's all energetic changes that we each move through. And how do we respond to them? How do we react? And then who do we choose to become? Those are the choices that we're always making. But sometimes we can claim ignorance. And I did that because it was so different. And I was afraid to tell people because I couldn't understand it. And sometimes you will have a life that you do something that no other human has accomplished before. And so you have to leave yourself open for that possibility. I resist it, so I do understand it's difficult. But now, because I resist it, I can guide anybody to who they're supposed to become. That was something that was difficult for me to say as well because I didn't understand it. When I was told that we were given all of this information in 2012, I was told that in 2021, I didn't believe it. I said, that can't be possible. Even though I'm experiencing the healing and everything that was happening in my life, and then seeing the events of our world unfold as Wilhelm had said they would because of the energetic changes and the choices that we each make. And the choices that we make are we going to love ourselves, or are we going to move into fear? And that's all we have. And sometimes we move into fear because we don't want to own the new parts of us that are evolving, and the world can become chaotic because it collectively doesn't want to move into the new place where we are all meant to go. But Wilhelm says, but we have a plan now, and that's what they have given me. So I'm going to stop claiming ignorance because I can no longer do that. As you read through the messages, you will see that they said in the very beginning, you won't be able to claim you ignorance after just reading these messages. But I'll leave you something else, which is a couple of documents that I've put together that I used artificial intelligence to organize so you can see. I had no clue as to what this was. I'm going to explain this because I have a client, a private client, private channeling client, and I didn't know. I'm just going to say it because I didn't know I had this developed this ability. I didn't know this was here. But when someone schedules a private channeling, they ask a question, and I always have their birthday. Now, this person has been here a few times, so I have a bit of history, but still, their question was new because every day we have new questions about who we are because we're always in that state. However, I can go back into their archive and see exactly what was going on for them. I looked at that and I knew exactly what year to go back on their birthday to find a message that was there that said, "This is what you're moving through." And what you they were moving through is this uncomfortable choice that they had to make about believing themselves. And that's what we're all doing. And we're doing it always, which is why sometimes we can claim ignorance because it keeps us hidden, but now it's a time where you don't want to do that because it's the time for you to become your authentic self. As you read the documents that I will leave in the links here, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about and why today is the day you might want to achieve your greatness because now we have that plan. Wilhelm has given us this plan, and when I tell people there's no way you can fail because all you have to do is keep moving through all the stuff, all the doubts, all the fears, all the judgments you've had about yourself. And it's a day by day process. And I understand how challenging it can be because I've lived it. But then the other part is you heal and you come out a different person and you see yourself in the world differently. That's what this work does. And now you will understand why, but everyone won't. I'm just saying that not everyone will understand this work or a lot of other things about consciousness. And this, you must understand that. Otherwise, your life might be a little challenging during this period because you're going to try to get everyone to understand it. You can't. I can't get everyone to understand this work, but I can stop claiming ignorance on my part because I do know now and I can accept I was given this plan that can would take any person to living this beautiful, wonderful, glorious life because I know that it's within them and they've shown me the blueprint of the universe, and now we can achieve that individually and collectively. See you soon.